You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show on this Friday, March 27th, 2015. And as I said, as I was going out, we have a special on DNA Force through the end of the month. But I said February, of course, it's through the end of March, 30% off. I want to make that correction. But we're going to have Paul Joseph Watson with us in the next segment, talking about this article that he put together with Alex Jones. We just played Alex Jones's special report that he did last night. And this article is very key. You need to get this out to as many people as you can, especially to people that are in the military. Have them take a look at this. This breaks down this long progression, this gradual movement that is now accelerating, as Alex Jones pointed out. It also has a lot of video clips, but it has documents, links to previous articles. This has been going on for quite a long time. Alex Jones has been making documentaries about this for quite a long time. We are not saying that this particular incident is going to be martial law. We're not saying that this particular incident is a violation of posse comitatus. That's the way they're spinning it, to try to make it look like we're alarmists. No, we're talking about what has been going on. It's been getting progressively worse. Let me tell you, even Gawker is having a problem with this. A lot of people are starting to realize that there's something going on with the militarization of the police. Do you think? We've been talking about that for a long time. Look at all the police documentaries that Alex Jones has done over the years. People are now gradually starting to catch on about this. They're starting to be concerned about why we have this massive pre-deployment of military equipment in small towns where they don't have a crime problem. In small towns where they're going to have to maintain the support and the maintenance of these white elephants that are being put into their towns, given to them for free. You know, that's what the proverbial white elephant was about. In India, the white elephant was sacred, and so the leader would give that to somebody because they would have to feed that thing forever. They couldn't kill it. They couldn't let it go. So that's essentially what they're doing now with these MRAPs that they're prepositioning and a lot of other equipment like that. But even left-wing Gawker is concerned about this. In a story that Paul Joseph Watson put out yesterday, he said, the Gawker reporter said, this exercise stirs an air of creeping fascism. Exactly. That's what we're seeing here, is creeping fascism, coming out bit by bit. He goes on to say, you don't need to believe in FEMA death domes or an Islamo-fascist White House to find Jade Helm a little bit unsettling, even if it's just a routine exercise meant to simulate a future Middle Eastern war zone inside of America. Really? A Middle Eastern war zone inside of America? Let's go to this other article that Paul Joseph Watson put up, and we're going to talk to him about all of these, as well as the master article I mentioned, Beyond Denial, Preparations for Martial Law in America. In the next segment, he's going to be on talking to us. I just mentioned this in the last segment. This is a quote from a chief deputy with the Victoria County Sheriff's Office here in Texas, talking about what he had been briefed with the military about what Jade Helm was going to be. He said they're going to set up cells of people and test how well they're able to move around without getting too noticed in the community. He said they're testing their abilities to basically blend in with the local environment and not stand out and blow their cover. So how does that apply to a foreign occupation zone? How does that apply even to a future Middle Eastern war zone inside of America? That's not what they're training for. Look at the documents. We have the documents in this article, Beyond Denial. They're not planning for an Islamic zone inside of America. They've said that their enemy is not Islamo-fascist. They've said that their enemy are the patriots, the Christians, Tea Party, Ron Paul supporters. They've made that very clear. And let me read this to you again. This is from Wikipedia. This is what unconventional warfare is. It's an attempt to achieve military victory through acquiescence, capitulation, or clandestine support for one side of an existing conflict. It's very interesting, isn't it? That these maps, they show Texas as being hostile, but then they come in and say, well, you know, we'd like to have your support because, and we're going to play some audio clips from when they came in and talked to the Brazos County commissioners. We're going to play some of what they're telling these commissioners. We need to have your permission. We need a letter of invitation. Why should they need a letter of invitation if there's no problem with this? But they've already got the agenda worked out. just like Agenda 21. Stay with us. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk to Paul Joseph Watson. We're going to break this down further for you.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, brother.
Just recently started using your products. Everything you said about them's correct. Me and my wife both use a lot of them, and it's made a lot of changes in our lives here.
Well, thank you, brother. It's because it also funds our operation, but doing that, I know I've got to have the highest quality. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals.
We do the Super Male and the Super Female Vitality. Big changes, a lot of energy. We've gotten off of the cheap energy drinks, energy shots, saving a ton of money there.
Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency. They want to stun and dumb down, and energy drinks and stuff just cover that up for a while, but then burn you out, in my experience, whereas stuff that gets your glands naturally going goes right to the source. So it's pretty exciting, and I love it. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life. InfoWars Life and InfoWarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host on this Friday, March 27th, 2015. For the rest of the show now, Alex was in the last hour, and we played a special report that Alex put on last night, put up on YouTube last night. There's also an article that we have up that Paul put together with Alex, Beyond Denial, Preparation for Martial Law in America. That's something that has everything broken down, multiple video clips in it. It's also got a lot of references in it. We document what we're saying. They will allude to some obscure right-wing conspiracy site, as Fox News characterized us last night, and not tell you where you can go to get the information, because they don't want you to look at the information. They don't want you to do a side-by-side comparison and make up your mind, just as Megyn Kelly doesn't want you to have informed consent about vaccines. Just shut up and take your shot. Just shut up and let the military do whatever they want. Never question their mission. We need to question what our government is doing, including the missions of our military. To not question that is to not support the military. It is not anti-military to question whether or not they're doing that. We're going to be talking to Paul Joseph Watson in just a moment. We're going to start out with this plane crash and his article about the possible SSRI drugs. I believe that was the case as well. And then we're going to continue on breaking down in more detail this Jade Helm operation. Also, Alex is going to have, we got another special report from Alex that's going to be at the bottom of the hour. Now, I didn't do a plug last hour. We need to plug this because this is the way we maintain our organization. This is the way we maintain our independence. We're upfront about how we're funded, unlike Fox News. They'll tell you to take the vaccines because they're pushing pharmaceutical ads the entire time. That's how they support their operation. Well, this is how we support our operation. InfoWarsLife.com right now, just through the end of March, and that's just a couple of days off, still 30% off of DNA Force. It's the first time that's been on sale. And, of course, DNA Force, when you have study after study has shown that you can pretty much predict somebody's lifespan by looking at the length of the telomeres inside of their DNA. So what can you do to prevent that from getting shortened and shortening your life? Well, we've got BioPQQ backed by over 175 published clinical studies that shows that it helps DNA health. We have there's no other formula besides this one that is so focused on the heart, brain, and mitochondrial health. This is patented. It's unavailable anywhere else but through InfoWars, and right now it's available at InfoWarsLife.com. DNA Force, 30% off for the rest of the month, which is just a couple of days left. Also, our new formulation of Winter Sun, vitamin D3. This is not D2. D2 is synthetic. You get some formulas that have D2 in them. No, this is vitamin D3. Very important to get that. It's high-quality, nutraceutical quality vitamin D3. That's Winter Sun, vitamin D3. That's also available at InfoWarsLife.com. Let's go to Paul Joseph Watson right now in the UK. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Good to be back, David.
You know, I saw your article this morning about the possibility of SSRI drugs in this horrific crash of the German airliner. And that's exactly what I was telling my family last night. I said, as we're listening to these reports that they got back from the black box, they hear at first a light knocking on the door from the other pilot. Then it gets very loud. He's screaming, "Let me in, let me in." And at the very last minute, you hear people screaming. But throughout all of that, Paul, they said that the biometric sensors that they had showed that the guy who was flying the plane, they said he didn't pass out at the controls. They saw, though, that his biometrics were calm. He didn't change his breathing. He didn't change his heartbeat. And when I said that, I said, how could you, under those circumstances where the guy's banging on the door, you hear people screaming in the background, and you're flying this into a mountain, how could that be unless the guy was on SSRI drugs? And we know that he was under psychological evaluation. We know that is the favorite treatment of the psychiatrist, is SSRI drugs.
Well, yeah, for those who don't know the story, of course, it came out yesterday that this plane crash was deliberate. The co-pilot locked the pilot out of the cockpit when he went to the bathroom and then calmly engaged in this 8-minute descent into the mountain while, as you said, the microphones that the air traffic control picked up and that were on the cockpit voice recordings proved that he was breathing calmly throughout that whole procedure. So he was obviously aware of what he was doing. He was calmly crashing the plane into the side of a mountain. They've since searched his apartment. They've found no political or religious motivation for him to commit not only suicide, but of course mass homicide. So now questions are being asked about, you know, should we readdress the situation with the cockpit doors? Because of course before 9/11, the cockpit doors in most airlines remained open and accessible to the pilots. After 9/11, they introduced this rule whereby the door is automatically locked, and you can only get in if somebody within the cockpit lets you in or if you enter a code. So that's being discussed. Also being discussed is whether we need to, you know, have psychiatric evaluations for all pilots before they fly. What's not being discussed, as is the case after every incident of mass homicide, particularly with mass shootings, is whether or not this Germanwings pilot, Andreas Lubitz, was on psychiatric drugs. And I sent out a tweet 5 hours ago saying, you know, tongue-in-cheek, saying, surely after the Germanwings kamikaze crash, we need a total ban on all assault-style airplanes.
Absolutely.
Which, of course, is a reference to how the media frames the conversation after every mass shooting event to blame the gun, the weapon, and not to analyze what the motivation, what the biochemical condition of the person committing the atrocity actually is.
Absolutely.
So
we should just ban planes. That's the solution. Because just altogether, not even assault planes, I mean, because they're all dangerous. They can all be crashed, and we just need to ban them. As you point out, this kind of detachment from reality, this kind of detachment from what they're doing, that is the hallmark of these drug